Okay, so a little while back, I reviewed the Rennen pack from Boundary Supply, and I believe this is a great little back to basics day pack, whether it be for EDC, school, commuting, whatever it might be. And now recently, Boundary Supply has added some Rennen packs to the lineup of the Rennen series, and this one today is the Rennen Shoulder Bag, a nice little 10-liter shoulder bag for your daily commutes, your EDC, made from the same kind of materials as a Rennen pack. It is a pretty solid shoulder bag. I just have a couple caveats that I'm going to go over with you, show you the good, show you the bad, what I like, what I didn't like. We're going to do all of that right now. Okay, and real quick, before we get into the video, I just want to say this video is sponsored by Western Rise. You can use discount code ODIE, that's ODIE, for 15% off your Western Rise order. I am a massive fan of Western Rise. They are my favorite clothing brand out there, and pretty much 95% of my closet is made up from Western Rise clothing, whether it be their amazing diversion pants, their boundless shorts, their merino tees, their cotton tees, their button-ups, their polos, their hoodies, their beanies, their hats, whatever it might be. Western Rise has the best clothing out there that I have tried, so use discount code ODIE, ODIE, for 15% off your order. A little kickback to the channel. Everybody's happy. It's great. I promise you will not be disappointed if you try them out. Now, let's talk about it. Okay, so it's been a while since I've reviewed a Boundary Supply bag on this channel. The last one I did was actually the Rennen pack right here, and I'm pretty excited about this pack. First off, it comes in at $100, which is relatively cheap for a shoulder bag of this size and this quality. The materials on this are recycled. Now, I'm a big fan of recycled materials, especially when any company, whether it be bag company, clothing, or whatever, cares enough about the environment to make their products more sustainable for the environment. And this comes in at like 81% recycled material. Right here is a list of the materials that make up this pack. It's Cordura, it's wonderful. The materials feel really nice, and that's a big bonus on this bag, especially coming in at $100. The materials and most of the hardware that are on this pack is fantastic, especially coming in at that price point. Also, thanks to WeatherGuard and YKK zippers, this bag is very weather and water resistant, making it doable if you're commuting, using it for EDC, or out and about and you get into a little bit of a sprinkle or a shower. This pack has that weather resistance that you want that makes it doable in the elements. Okay, so moving into the back of the bag, right here is the back channel. Now, I am 5'8", about 170 pounds, and due to the size of this pack, luckily you don't really need an air channel. I felt like it looked fine on the back of my bag. I feel like whether you're big or small, tall or short, or whatever it might be, this pack isn't going to look out of place. It is a good size. Again, coming in at 10 liters, I think this thing is perfect. Now, what you do have is a couple different ways to carry. First off, you have a handle here on the side that you can use, and you have a handle up here at the front. Now, the top one is made from seatbelt material, not a lot of padding in it, but is a good handle, I almost said bag, because you can easily find it. Whenever I need to grab it, whether I'm going suitcase mode, tucking away the shoulder strap or whatever it might be, this handle doesn't ever go anywhere. It's always in the same spot. Because of the way that they attached it, you can always find it for nice briefcase handling, which I really like. But that brings us into the shoulder strap, and this is where my first kind of caveat with this bag comes in, is this shoulder strap in itself. Now, on the shoulder strap, all you have is basically, this is seatbelt material. It's just very basic webbing, very thin, very light. There is no padding on this when it sits on your shoulder. Now, this bag is smaller, again, coming in at 10 liters. I've said that a couple times already. You don't really have to worry about it digging in or being uncomfortable for the most part when you pack this bag out. However, even with that, I wish there was some kind of padding, some kind of upgrade on this strap. It's not removable, it can be tucked away. I'll show you that in a second. But other than just being adjusted, there is nothing else on here. And if you were to pack this bag out, even slightly heavier than what you normally would, you would definitely feel it dig into your shoulder a little bit. So I wish there was some kind of upgrade, something on here, even if it was just a little spot with some foam, just a little extra padding, because just having seatbelt material, this webbing material sit on your shoulder, whether it be all day or part of the day, is definitely at some point going to become uncomfortable. And for some people, that might end up being a deal breaker. If you're going to be wearing this for long periods of time and walking for long distances with just this on your shoulder, you're probably going to end up having to swap it back and forth, because eventually it's going to become uncomfortable because there's literally nothing here for padding. So that's kind of like my first little thing that I wish. Again, I'm happy that this bag comes in at a cheap price point, but I do wish that there was some kind of upgrade on this strap. Now this strap tucks away back here with a nice little button. This could also be used as another pouch or pocket for like flat documents, whether if you had like boarding passes, if you're using this as your carry-on, or maybe business papers or a notebook or something small and thin could definitely fit in here. This is also the spot where it houses these wonderful like little G alligator clips. There's two at the top here, and there's a zipper down here at the bottom that you can unzip, and it reveals two more. Now this is how you can actually attach this to the front of the Rennen Daypack. So say you were doing this as a carry-on combo and you had checked a bag, or maybe you didn't check a bag and you're just going to take these two, you can actually attach this shoulder bag to the front of the Rennen Daypack, and it becomes kind of like one big bag itself. So if you wanted to, when you get to where you're going, you could unhook the shoulder bag and take it out, leave the Daypack behind, or vice versa. So you can kind of combine these to make a Rennen Super Pack or something like that. But I tried it out, I liked it a lot. I think it's really nice. You have the ability to attach this to another Rennen bag in the line. I have a feeling that what Boundary Supply is kind of moving towards is a whole line of bags that kind of are interchangeable, and the accessories kind of all work with each other, which is great, because then if you have one, you can buy the accessories. If you want to upgrade or attach or move up the ladder or buy all of them or whatever it might be, I think that's really solid. So I like that they added that little ability. It doesn't take anything away from this bag, just adds a nice little extra oomph if you already have this bag as well. Another thing that this little zippered guy and snap could be used for is a luggage pass-through. If you had roller luggage, you could slide this over the roller handle and you'd have a luggage pass-through for your shoulder bag if you wanted to. Just another little addition that this little back panel slide through has. Okay, so now let's move into all of the pockets and functions of this bag. The first one you have is a true blue quick access compartment here at the top. Again, weather guard, YKK zip, making it nice and weather resistant. And in here, it's a soft line pocket. This is where I found the best place to put something like sunglasses or a phone. This quick access compartment could be used as a minimal security dump, but realistically, it's not very big. It's very small, it's very flat, and there's not a lot of dimension to it. So you'd want to be very careful not to overpack or bulge this out. Otherwise, you will definitely see it, and you might even feel it a little bit. So I find that this pocket is great for things like sunglasses or a phone. It's not something I'd want to put more than one, maybe two flat non-scratch items in there. I wouldn't want to put keys and my cell phone and try to put my sunglasses. It's going to be very tight. Something's probably going to get scratched. I wouldn't even want to really try to put my phone and my sunglasses in there, because again, they're going to be tight, and if they start folding over each other or sliding up over or behind each other and something happens, one of them could get damaged. So unfortunately, this is a very small but a very usable quick access, especially with a shoulder bag. I find putting things like sunglasses or car keys or my wallet or even my phone, depending on what I'm doing, like when I'm taking my dog for a walk or something like that, this kind of pocket is perfect for that. However, it is a little small for most quick access, but given the size of this bag, I think it fits perfectly. So other than this, then you move into actually opening the flap of the bag. And this is where my second and probably my biggest complaint for this bag comes in, is as you can see, in order to get in and out, you have these little buckles, straight up buckles. And this, to me, feels like a really cheap way to get in and out of a bag. I would prefer if there were fid locks, magnets, even a G-hook with the little adjustable little thing that you can hook it into. Anything, in my opinion, is better than buckles. Getting these on and off when I have the bag on my side, getting them undone is easy. It's just little clip. But getting them back in, there's no give to the buckles up here on the top. So you have to do all the adjusting with the ones down here. And even when it's just laying here, like, you have to hold the top one in place and then get the bottom one to click in. And when you're doing that and it's on your side, or you're moving, or you want to quickly get in, it doesn't really work. Getting in, quick. Closing it up and securing it, not so much. And I feel like, honestly, and they have this on one of their slings, I think it's the Aces sling, or one of their slings, they have just a big fid lock that opens up like a roll, almost like a roll top kind of flap access. I feel like you could have just put one here, and then it's just a one-handed kind of thing. I think it has to do with the price, but this is the one area of Boundary Supply you got to upgrade this. I feel like this is such a cheap thing to do, especially given the quality of all the other bags that Boundary Supply has and the way that they open. This just feels very out of place. Buckles aren't something I've seen on bags really at all. The only one that I have that I use consistently that has buckles is my Wandered My Wandered Hexad Access Duffel. Try saying that 5 times fast. And those are just for like quick access on the outside, so it kind of makes sense because you don't have to. But the problem with this is, if you wanted to leave it unstrapped, then these guys just kind of flap around. So what I've been doing is I've been tucking them away underneath and just kind of using the Velcro, but then you don't have as much security. So for some people, this might not be a big deal. This is just the one area. It's a new line. I wish that they would upgrade this to anything other than buckles, something that's gonna be easier to get in and out of and utilize other than buckles. But as we move on, you got some Velcro here, some very minimal Velcro. So it's not super strong, so it's really easy to open up, which I like because sometimes there's too much Velcro or it's too heavy duty and it just becomes way too much. But when you open the bag, you end up getting a pocket here on the outside. Now this is more of your organizational pocket as opposed to the quick access. You have the main compartment, which is just pretty much an open chasm. You have this minimal organization pocket, and then you have your quick access, and that is it. So when you get into this little organization bit, it's just an open pocket to start with. It's where I put my phone, and then you have 2 little organization bits that sit behind that. It's where I've put things like a portable charger, because you never know, and my SD card case, because I always have my mobile filmmaking kit. You might need some SD cards, some micro SD cards. You never know, so that always comes with me. And then you have a spot in the middle, very small one if you want to put like a pencil, pen, Apple pen, something like that. So this whole pocket is your entirety of your organization. There's even a spot to clip your keys on if you wanted to. 2 little organization bits, spot for a pen, and then an open little chasm. A little bit of dimension in this pocket. It is a great organization pocket. It's great if you want to put like your wallet, your phone, your keys, and then maybe like your passport, your boarding passes, maybe your headphones, maybe your Apple AirPods, something like that. And then you get on the plane, you don't have this buckled, you just open it up and you're like AirPods, phone, boom, good. Don't need anything else. That's why I like pockets like this. I like pockets where you can put the things that you need, easily get them if you need to. They're out of the way if you don't have to worry about it. This is a good front organization pocket. No weather guard on this zip, still YKK because it is protected by the flap when it comes to the elements. So then we move to the inside of the bag. Now on the inside here, I have chosen to go the pouch route. I always like to put things in pouches, so there's a lot of space in this bag, but what I have in here right now is my mobile filmmaking kit, a new pouch from Boundary Supply. This is like their EDC or pencil pouch made from the same material, WeatherGuard YKK zip. This is perfect if you just want a spot to put a bunch of cables or dongles or power bricks or whatever. It's small, no organization, just dump everything in there. You always got it. I need a charger for pretty much everything at this point when it comes to my equipment and gear and everyday life. So this is a great little minimum pouch to put all those extra cables for like little chargers and such. And then the other thing I have in here are my over-the-ear Sennheiser headphones. And then in the laptop sleeve spot, I have a 13-inch MacBook Air. Now, this is where some people are gonna have issues with this shoulder bag. Unfortunately, the laptop sleeve on the inside only fits up to 13-inch laptops. Now, a lot of people like to have 15, sometimes even 16-inch laptops. So if this was something that you were looking forward to maybe take to the cafe or take to work, but you have bigger than a 13-inch laptop, you might have some issues with this. I feel like some people can forgive the no padding and some people can forgive the buckles on the front, but if you have a bigger than a 13-inch laptop, this probably isn't gonna work that well for you. Now, I do think that if you had a sleeve for your laptop and it was a 15-inch, you could slide the whole thing in without utilizing the laptop compartment, which is totally fine. I have a couple laptop sleeves, but it might bulge a little bit out on the sides, but you could probably get away with it. Unfortunately, I don't have a 15-inch laptop. All of my laptops have always been 13-inch because of this reason right here. So I don't even have a 16 or 15-inch to even test it with. But overall, when it comes to the internal compartment of this bag, I feel like besides the laptop sleeve being only 13-inch, you have plenty of room. You can fit things like a water bottle, a jacket, extra cables, pouches, all kinds of stuff can fit in this, even though it only comes in at 10 liters. I think that this bag is really solid, especially if it's empty and you wanted to pack it with maybe your one bag travel carry-on. You're like, well, I don't want to take a packable day pack because I don't like how there's no rigidity. The Rennen back is too big. I just need a nice little shoulder bag when I get to where I'm going, maybe taking my iPad Pro, some headphones, a couple little snacks when I get to Barcelona, right? This would be perfect. This would fit nicely in a one bag travel bag. You could maybe even get away with carrying your bag on the plane and like just holding this empty. A lot of airplane people, air companies, air flight people, I've like been holding like a sling or like a bag even of this size sometimes with my carry-on, and they'll just be like, yeah, just get on the fucking plane. Like, I don't care. I don't get paid enough to charge you $45 for an extra carry-on. Sometimes. And then other times they'd be like, it's $160 because you waited till the gate, and also you have to take me to dinner. And I'm like, when am I gonna have time to take you to dinner? I'm flying to Barcelona. But my whole point is that this sling or shoulder bag or whatever you want to classify it as is really solid, even with the caveats that I mentioned. Yes, I would like to see some more padding on the strap, but overall, if you keep it light, like I did this loadout that I had, I never really felt like it dug in, and I walked around for a couple hours, but anything heavier, you might be teetering with it. I do wish that it was easier to get in and out of, but even with these buckles and the 13-inch laptop sleeve, I still feel like this is a really solid shoulder bag. Now, if any of those things hinder your opinion on it, my suggestion would be trying out the Millican Miles, the messenger bag. It's one of my favorite messenger bags. It's got like that old nice wax canvasy feel. It's got a nice way to get in and out with the G-hook that has little straps that are adjustable. It is one of my favorite messenger bags that I've used, but if you want to get even out of that realm a little bit, you like shoulder bags but you don't want to quite go messenger, then I would suggest checking out either the Wandered Roam Sling. It comes in 6 and 9 liter. They also have a 3 liter, but that's more of a sling like fanny pack than it is so much a shoulder bag. Or even try one of the Peak Design camera shoulder bags. They come in at like 10 liters and 9 liter, or 10 and 6 liters as well. Great shoulder bag. A lot of dimensions to those, not as collapsible, not as thin as these, but also very solid slings or shoulder bags that I've tried out that I would recommend if you like this, but this one unfortunately doesn't quite tick the boxes. But if this does tick the boxes, I would highly recommend checking it out, especially, again, I can't stress this enough, coming in at $100, that's a very good price for a shoulder bag, especially made from these materials and the quality that this one does have, which is why I feel like maybe they cut a couple corners to keep the price down, but ultimately a very solid shoulder bag if you're looking for one. So with all of that, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my very best to answer those for you. Or you can shoot me an email, odmatthewsbags@gmail.com. If you want to see more pictures, photos, videos, comment on how I talk with my hands in every single video, because I do, but that's how I express myself. Thank you guys again so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that good nonsense, and I will see you